Hey there everyone, it's Matt from Creative Reviews, and today we're looking at a Sony Z Series. This is of course a VAIO. This is the small 13.1-inch laptop. I guess you could call it an Ultrabook because it does have Intel inside. It does have a Core i5 processor. If you don't know anything about these are the professional, small, portable, battery lasts forever laptops from Sony. They are not as small as those little pocketbook ones, but they do give you a good balance of portability and performance. The portability is that this is made of carbon fiber and you can pretty much pick it up and go anywhere. The battery is rated to last 6.5 hours and it's very light. You can also get a sheet battery underneath it so that you can extend it. Of course, that feature is $150 extra if you get anything else other than the top of the line model. This one here is the base one that you can get. And what you get with it, you get the computer, of course, with a Core i5, and you get 128 gigabytes of solid-state flash memory. No hard disk drive, no spinning, moving parts anymore, because when you have an Ultrabook, you don't want spinning parts, because a lot of people are going to take this around and move it. And with hard disk drives, there's a great chance that they could break and you could lose a lot of your data. What you also get is a Radeon graphics accessory that enhances what you get base with here to make your graphics better, just in case you want to play some games, although I don't see it needed for playing any videos. You also get an optical disc drive for the base model. You do get a DVD drive, but you can get Blu-ray drives if you go in the upper, if you pay more and get more. You also do get very, very good noise canceling headphones that seem, at least in my case and what I've been working with, only to work with this laptop. They don't seem to work with my iPod accessories and iPad stuff. I don't know why. Maybe it's just something that they want you to do and just use it specifically for this. But speaking of the headphones, they are needed. They are definitely needed. The speakers in here are awful. There's no other way to put it. After having so many good, even my old big Sony laptop had better speakers than this. Of course, they had more space to work with. But even I've had this iPod Touch, it gives you much better quality. It sounds very tinny in here, and the volume doesn't go up that high, and when you go up to the highest, it distorts the sound a lot. So I'm going to be sticking with my media consumption iPad and iPod Touch. And if you really would like media, I do suggest you get maybe a MacBook Air, because this is something that would be competing with that. Of course, this does have about the same price that does. This does start at $1,600. Again, you get the Core i5 and 128 gigabytes of flash memory. For $2,000, you can get 256 gigabytes of memory with a Core i7, and I believe the Blu-ray starts at that. And finally, at $3,000, you get the Core i7, 512 gigabytes, and you do get the sheet battery that extends your battery life even longer, and you get the Blu-ray drive too. But even at its most base, I'd say this is very good. I'm glad that you get the 128 gigabytes because it's definitely a lot more than the MacBook Air starts at only 64 gigabytes. It's too small. It's good for a tablet. That gigabyte size is good for a tablet, but it is not good enough for a laptop or Ultrabook, however you'd call it. I got this about a week ago. I got this at the Sony Store in Tyson's Corner, and I would suggest that you always buy your products from the respective stores. If you want to get an Apple product, you buy it at the Apple Store. You want to get your Sony product, you buy it at the Sony Store off their website, because they can trick you at Best Buy and give you lesser parts inside these laptops. This one in particular is not upgradable, but they can do that with a lot of the other laptops, which I'll tell you in a little bit. I had my old, I believe, S Series or whatever, big bulky silver thing. Never worked out. So what you have when you have a small ultrabook and you have solid state flash based memory is you do get a faster boot up time. Just to give my comparison, more of my gripes with my old Sony big 15-inch laptop with an optical Blu-ray drive is it took about maybe a minute and a half to boot up, and there wasn't any viruses on there. There's no malware. It just took a lot of time for this thing to start spinning and just getting out of its own way and turning itself on. So of course this here, when it's not plugged into the optical drive, it does take about 15 seconds to turn on. And turn on meaning hit the button and it will show you your password, or where you type in your password. And the good thing about this is you do get a fingerprint sensor. So I swipe down like this, and that's how I log into my computer. And that's also where you can log on to certain websites. You can set it up when you're going to Facebook. You swipe instead of typing in your user information, and it makes it a lot easier. Now looking at more of the buttons, up top here you have a VAIO button, which accesses your VAIO media player and everything. You have a quick web access button, which boots up in about 7 seconds, and you have an assist button for more information, anything you need help on. And of course you have your wireless Wi-Fi toggle on and off. But it's a very good laptop. I like it a lot. Moving on to the side, we're going to move the camera over here. You do have your ports. Right now your USB 3 port right here is being taken up by the optical disc cable. Also right here there's your power, your charging port where you need to charge, but you are left with one here. This is not 3.0. This one unfortunately is just a 2.0, but you can leave the computer off and you can charge your stuff, and I think that's a very good thing. Right next to it you do get a HDMI out, so you can watch this on your TV, and you do get an Ethernet port, which you can open up. If you can see right there, there's a little open and close, so it doesn't take up any more space. And of course right there is your audio connector. On the other side you have your vent, and you have your VGA out also for working with TVs, and your lock. So you still get ports on here, and you may think that this takes up one port unnecessarily, and of course you'd like your ports here, but it does have Bluetooth, so if you're thinking about using a mouse, get a Bluetooth mouse. Don't want to take up one of your ports. But when you do plug this optical drive in, you also get your VGA out, Ethernet, HDMI, so you have two HDMI now, and you do get two ports on here, one 2.0 and one 3.0 on here. So in fact, when you plug this in, you gain another one. So it's not all bad. So I hope everyone has been enjoying the Sony VAIO Z Series review. Remember, this is a series of reviews that we're doing. This was just the introduction and the boot up and the web boot up, but stay tuned for a full review tomorrow. Tomorrow's actually an exciting day for me. I'm going to be going with a friend to FedEx Field in Maryland to see the brand new Ford Focus Sport. We're going to take a ride in it. We're going to review the entire thing. I'm going to show you all the information I can. And be sure to check out To the Red Line, because I'm sure he's going to have some stuff on there too. But keep with me. We're going to be going through an entire review of the Z Series, and be on the lookout for reviews of the new iPad, the 3, the iPad 2, and all the other accessories, including the camera that I use the most, the Sony DSC-TX10. So be on the lookout. We're going to be releasing more and more videos every single day. Looking forward to what you think. Let me know how I'm doing. I want your questions, I want your comments, I want your responses, everything that you can do. Tell me if you like it and tell me what you don't like, because I'm going to be feeding on what you guys say. So please let me know, and I'll see you guys later.